You ready? So how many questions is too many questions to ask on a job interview? My name is JT O'Donnell and welcome to Coaching Moment. This is the YouTube video series that helps you remove the roadblocks so that you can move your career forward. You know, we did a video recently that's getting a lot of attention around the 8 questions, and you can check it out here, that you should be asking on interviews. And some of the feedback that we got was, wow, that seems like a lot of questions. I'm not sure that I would be able to ask all of those without feeling a bit silly. And I can understand that, and I think it's important for us to talk through a couple aspects of the interview process that you should be considering so that you can determine just how many questions to ask when it's your turn to do so in that next job interview. So the first thing I want you to understand is that depending on how much dialogue you've had in that interview, a lot of the questions that you've prepared to ask may have already been answered. So a good thing for you to do before you ever start is to come up with a list of questions, a list of information that you're really seeking answers to in that interview. And you can type it all up and you can bring it in a notebook. Now, my advice is when it gets to the point where they say, do you have any questions for us, that you ask for permission to pull that notebook out. And it's actually a really good professional tip, because when you say, I do have some questions for you, in fact, I did my homework and I typed them up, is it okay if I reference them? Wow, it shows that you're super prepared for this interview. Now you want to open it up and say, I just need a second because I know that you answered some of these already, and cross out the ones they've already answered, and then you can begin. Now, a couple of things you want to think about here is, first of all, what has this person you've been interviewing with been like? What's their personality like? Maybe you've heard a lot about this topic called emotional intelligence. It's a super hot topic these days, and it's become vitally important because the more that you understand other people, the different personalities, body language, all that good stuff, the better you are at communicating with that individual. So you want to think about this person and what they've been like in this interview with you to determine just how much time you think they have and just how willing they're going to be to answer your questions. Now, we have a great resource to help you with this. It's totally free, and if you check it out here, it's called the ISAT quiz, the Interaction Style Assessment Test. And it's going to help you understand which of the 4 personality styles you are in the workplace, as well as what the other styles are. And I strongly encourage you to take this and understand it, because if you're in an interview and you realize that somebody has a different style than yourself, you may adjust how many questions you choose to ask in that interview. Some styles are far more open and want to give you all that information, and other styles are a lot more closed and don't want you to ask as many questions. But you can figure that out if you take that interaction style assessment test. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you is that's the quality of the questions that you ask that really determine how many you can ask. So if you ask a great open-ended question that's going to give you a lot of information back, you're not going to have to ask as many of them. So questions that really focus on the pain points or the problems that you want to understand, that's going to be the secret. And again, I want you to go back and check out the video we did on this, because the 8 questions we came up with really are the best ones that you can ask in these types of interviews. So there you have it. You want to think about the person, you want to think about the time that you've spent, you want to think about how many questions they've already answered for you. And then based on that, you're probably going to find that you'll need to ask somewhere between as little as 2, but maybe as many as 5 questions. And even in some cases, it might be such an engaging conversation, you might ask 8 questions. It really does depend. But I think you have to follow your gut, be self-aware, and really study up on personalities so that you can pick and choose the right amount of questions to ask. All right? Okay, good luck with that. And remember, next time you're in an interview, pay close attention, but above all else, be sure to ask questions, because if you do not ask any questions at all, I can tell you right now, that's going to ruin your chances of getting the job. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next coaching moment.